The Milagred Husband to continue Cesar Rogelio Romero Flores. January 15, 2,009,000 fins. 1549. The company used Harley Airways. Take off 11 past 3 p.m. local time for the Gradients Airport in New York for the International Airport Charge, Northern California. Use 10 minutes late of look of Green and Bush. Cross the pines. The brutal impact on the cruiser and aircraft and I-340 caused the airport loads multiplied and the pressure forcing the pilot to make a crucial decision in the 3 seconds. Splash down in the ice waters of the Hudson River. They expensive das Curvix Isle. 1,055 people on the boat, 1,050 passengers and 5 crewmen. A total of 79 people and pilgrims serving by Symphony of Hitphonema. Witnesses are dangerous machines, sitcom, and the time tracing 48 stress in Mahat. Studying by what you use saw when his ears and agree that he splendor is down south because the aircraft is not going to flash. Also, they tell passengers once on the ground the hobby veins to give off the strong smell of smoke, after which the plant starts to plant smoking. 5 years have passed from that miraculous event, and total there has been another explosion in the history of the most second airport. The flash on the Hudson River push Crescent Sudan in the special place in the list of American airlines experience figures United States and for his 48 years, which more than 40 years of free saying, making him get what Susan Fry could have achieved. Coast Grand Canes could exam moment of launch. On the river it has avoiding an accident that could have been very tight. The white robbery of the New York, David Person at the present court, of which Mayor Michael Brown, in the reign of its record of repaying passengers mobile in the scene fire, some from lions and other occupants to the winds waiting of the sex bath, not high are Susan Watersing. The chance of surviving and dicting depends largely on the skill of the pilot, the return time, and the control that it has on the apparatus although the plants are destined low. The growing you can do all bands, but others are flying in the control, causing an impact that makes the plant spring into. Typical of the hand skin in make it is that the place stays slim with sun and the flow like a box for a new minutes until the passengers are examined. An extent of also saying for splashboard was that of adding plane airports flanking 971 occurring on 23 November 1000 on flights Wisconsin, Dayton and Bank 7,065 covering the routers waiting analysis Avan and Nation was awarded by 3 ATMs. How was there to speak Polka, a single in Australian advice the crime same. Them that run and fight. The country which retired in milligrams and the same to don't a bomb that emerged province to be a broker of liquid. Finally, the pilot had to make an emergency mix in the Italian Ocean, but something bad when the place came during which the leaf wind on the new the clown is the following 1,025 of the 1,075 dead passenger traveling. Fall on the sea with some control. The most recent example that came to meet is that of high passenger 4,047 which covering the Rio and the James Paris Road and plunged into the Atlantic Ocean. 9,000 kilometers for Natalie, Brazil. Of a passenger tour and angle of strong turbulence. It happened on January 1909. A plane, the accident African Airbus Afghan Jasko was slow to a convenience of a row flying to Fritz and fight to the pilots.
Cesar Nieto, New York, January 15, a jet plane with 1,050 passengers, 2 pilots and 3 attendants on board, managed to make an emergency landing on the Hudson River, opposite the center of the city, which causing an injuries, which was the Crips beat in New York. Major Miral in HUDSON is alert in the pilots was a tremendous lady inside passenger who has in 22 and who along with others seen on the winds of the Ivor 3020 which float on the river which they with rescued allowed immediately water taxis, ferries, commercials and tourism and transports, flight and policy. It began with flight in the
99.
took off from the U.S. Airline LaGuardia Airport, bound on the city, Charlotte, North Carolina, and about 1520 locals. Please stand 5 minutes later on the distance, 10 to 12 kilometers. The flight descent on the Hudson, which runs bedside on island of Manhattan within New York and New Jersey. Soon after, along the first thing, unknown vita local, state, and federal authorities instant ruled the accident was the result of a terrorist attack. While emergency teams were deployed at Kings, the first news of the cause of the accidents, New York confirmed by the federal air investigators. When 2 days scene was the pilot informed the control tower of the guard had crashed bursts in the engines and wanted to return to airport. Apparently both engines were affected and the plane left with few propulsion. The pilot chose to make for a controlled emergency landing on the river when the impact turned on the George Washington Bridge on final down the hang of 20 streets in Manhattan. Some passengers said shortly after the cube was first heard a noise and one same flames coming out of an engine was high of seen on burning. The pilot announced that preparing for a hard landing. And a passenger said some, we start to praise. The plane, according to Ruiz, came down very control manager and sit over the water in way many have cared for maneuver master of the pilot. Seconds later the plane floating, cabin doors open and passengers on the wings. All the aircraft were expected was another ship rescued. Nobody fell the easy waters on the rivers. The water began and the plane bus most are not went. That helped because today was not one to call it days ever recorded in the winter. As the temperature of the waters, the river just over 0 degrees of the time of impact. And I 6 degrees below zero, which the winds if the least 10. So far no reports on any or surprise injury and serious conditions, right deaths, although several felt hypothermia. So they were transported to 3 hospitals, some on the side of New York, another in New Jersey.